What's up, guys? Hello, welcome. This is the Metro South virtual classes, Parkour and Freerunning, Level 2. This is our intermediate class. Today, we're going to be going over the handstand, starting from ground zero, working up to proper handstand. So, things you'll need. There's a wide open space where you can practice. I have a yoga mat here. If you have one of those, it just makes it a little bit better. So you have like kind of a target. And I have two shoes. You need two objects. They could be book and an empty seltzer water can. They could be two shoes. They could be anything that's not going to break if you accidentally step on it. Okay? So that's all you need. A lot of space, some shoes. We're going to do a quick warm-up for our arms and our upper body, and then we're going to get, sorry, my nose is itchy. We're going to get straight into it, okay? So, go ahead, stand on up. Let's do arm circles backwards, big circles, full extension on the arms, rotating all the way around. And now arms swinging forwards, big circles. And arms across the front, cross which one is on top, switching it up. Alrighty. Without moving your feet, so glue them to the ground, nice and strong, we're going to twist. Back and forth, twisty twist. Twisty, twisty, twist. All right, next, I'm going to come up close so you guys can see me. Take one arm, put it across the front, pull it in tight. I'm grabbing just above my elbow, so my arm can still bend, but I'm going to keep it straight, because as soon as I bend it, it ruins the stretch, right? I'm going to pull it in tight, try to pull it across my chest. Okay, if you want another added stretch, turn your head over your shoulder. It should intensify it just a little bit. All right, take that same arm, put it up by your ear. Reaching down your back, grab onto the elbow, pull it down. You're trying to reach as far down your back as you possibly can. Another thing is use your head to push, to lift up and push it backwards. All right, switch arms, put it across the chest, grab just past the elbow, pull it across, look into the side. Pull, 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 nice and strong. Take that same arm, up over your ear, behind your back, reaching down your back, lifting your chin up so that your head pushes into your arm. Hold it there for just a little bit longer. Cool. All right, next, we're going to do shoulder rolls. So what that means is that we're going to be rolling our shoulder, just like when we swing our arms in a circle. We're going to be rolling our shoulders in a circle, all right? In the front, we want our shoulders to be as round as possible. So if you look at my back, ready? Here's a neutral back where my arms are just by my side. My back is straight, okay? You got a straight line. Round, okay? And then when we come around the other side, they're up as high as they can, trying to touch our ears. And then around the back, they're pushing our chest forward, and you're trying to pinch your shoulder blades together. So shoulder blades are those two bones in your back that move around when you move your arm. Those are trying to pinch together in the middle, and then down as far away from your ears as you can, and around, all right? So big circles. Don't go too fast because you won't do it right if you're just going like this. All right, nice and big. And then we're going to change directions, so rolling forward. All right. Moving on over here to our channel mat. Okay, you're going to go down into the doggy position, which is like this. All right? Our back is going to be totally flat because we're going to go into two other positions. So totally flat, and then when we push our arms down towards the floor and our shoulders lift up, our shoulders push down towards the floor and our back lifts up into this round shape. I hope you guys can see that all right. It's round. I'm trying to look at my belly button, all right? And I'm trying to push my back towards the sky. This is called the cow position. And then I'm going to arch my back, so I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together, try to stick my belly down towards the floor. All right? Arms stay straight. I'm arching my back. This is called the cat position. And we're going to cycle between these, between cat and cow, okay? So you're going to go arch, round, arch, round. So the cat, cow. All right, really working on moving your shoulders, not bending your elbows. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades apart, pull them apart, and then squeeze them together. Pull them apart, squeeze them together. Okay, next, stay in this position. One thing I want you guys to focus on right now, we'll talk about this now, is our hands, okay? So ready? Let's take a look at my hands. Okay, hands on the floor. My fingers are going to be pointing forwards, all right? My pointer fingers are going to be facing forwards. My fingers are also going to be spread apart, all right? I don't want them hands like this, don't want hands like this. Fingers facing forwards. My arms are shoulder width apart. They're not out wide here, and they're not right next to each other. They're shoulder width apart, fingers facing forwards, and I'm actually going to grab onto the ground. So that means I'm bending my fingers into the ground to hold on to it super tight, okay? Now my shoulders are going to be directly above my hands, and I'm holding onto the ground, okay? I want you guys, anytime we put our hands on the floor during this class, all right, I want you to do that. You're going to squeeze the ground, try to grab on tight, all right? So, back into the doggy position. We're looking at our fingers. We're squeezing them into the ground. Our fingers are facing forwards, all right? We're going to walk our knees just slightly forwards here. Now, put your toes on the ground, so not flat feet like this, toes up, because what we're going to do is we're going to lift up so our knees come towards our elbows. When we do that, our shoulders are going to lean forwards, okay? So we're lifting up, shoulders lean forwards. Lifting up, shoulder leans forwards, back down. Up, down, up, down. Okay, do the same thing, but this time we're going to go up and then straighten our legs. So our butt's up in the air, we're holding ourselves up. My shoulders are leaning forwards, I'm pushing super hard into the ground with my fingers. Come back down and down to the floor. Okay, so we'll do, this is position 1, 2 is here, 3, back to 2, back to 1. And again, 2, 3, 2, 1. One more time. 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay. If you guys weren't putting a lot of weight on your arms, that means that you're too far away and you're just on your legs here, and it's really easy. That should have been a challenge for you guys, all right? Because you're putting a lot of weight on your arms, okay? If it didn't feel like you had enough weight on your arms, then you need to lean your shoulders forwards even more, all right? We're going to do that one more time. Really lean the shoulders forwards. You should feel like you're taking almost all of your weight on your hands. Ready? So starting in position 1, lift to 2. Here's where we're leaning forwards. You should feel the pressure on your hands already. 3, hold it up high, leaning forwards. Your toes, just the tippy toes, should be on the ground. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Back to 2, still holding, and down to 1. Okay. Last thing we're going to do, roll out your wrists. Last thing for warm-up at least. Do the wave. Do the wave in the opposite direction. Oh, that was the same. And shake them out. All right. So go ahead, grab your yoga mat. Grab your two objects. We're going to start with putting one object. So again, this can be shoes, a book, anything that if you step on it, it won't be the end of the world. Okay? Put one shoe down, kind of somewhere in the middle-ish of the mat. Put the other shoe a few feet away. First thing we're going to start with is one foot goes, so if we're standing here, right, we have 3 zones. Zone 1 is where I'm standing. Zone 2 is in the middle. Zone 3 is at the end, okay? What I want you to do is stand in zone 1. You're going to take one leg, put it into zone 2, okay? That leg that's in zone 2 is going to bend, all right? The leg that's in zone 3 is going to stay straight. I'm then going to take my arms, put them up by my ears. Who knows what this position's called? Great, good job. A lunge. Very nice. Okay? When we're in our lunge, we're trying to get a straight line throughout our body. The straight line is going to go from my back foot all the way up to my shoulder, all the way up to my hands. Okay? So I'm holding this straight line nice and strong. This front leg is bent. All right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually reach and lean forward, hands going down onto the floor, okay? My back leg in zone 1. My front leg is in zone 2 and is bent, and my arms are in zone 3. Now I want you to look at your hands. Make sure they're in the position that we talked about, okay? Fingers facing forwards, fingers grabbing the ground, all right? Holding nice and strong. What we're going to do is we're just going to work on lifting, so straightening out our front leg and lifting our back leg to the sky. When you do this, it should feel a lot like that exercise we just did, where we were leaning forward and holding ourselves up, okay? So you're lifting and coming back down. Lifting and coming back down. Now this leg, your back leg, always needs to stay in zone 1. Your front leg always stays in zone 2. And your hands always stay in zone 3. All right? So 2 more times. Lift that back leg, come back down, lift, come back down. Okay, now from this position, we're going to work on jumping our feet up just a little bit. Ready? So as I lift, this leg is going to stay, so my middle leg here, my front leg in zone 2, is going to stay bent, and it's going to stay pointing towards the floor. My back leg is going to try to reach up to the ceiling. So we're just going to lift and hop and come back down. You should be landing back in the same zones for each part. That's what's super important here, okay? We're lifting, jumping, coming back down. Lift, jump, back down. I want you guys to practice that 5 total times. Or sorry, 5 more times. You already did it a couple times. Do that 5 more times. Here's what I'm looking for. So when you have your arms up above you, you need to make sure that you're looking at your hands, all right? But we're going to look with our eyes, these things. Woo. Okay? We're looking up at our hands with our eyes, all right? Not with our whole head. So take a look at this. Ready? My arms are up. I'm looking up with my eyes. If I look with my whole head, boom, it sticks out the back, okay? A good way to tell if I'm doing this is if you can see my ears, all right? So if my arms are up and I'm looking up with my eyes, you cannot see my ears. They are covered by my arms. But as soon as I look up with my whole head, my ears come out and you can see them, all right? So grab somebody in your house, tell them, hey, can you see my ears? And if they say yes, then you need to keep your chin down just a little bit and look up through your eyes. Cover your ears with your arms, all right? So again, we're out here in our lunge, reaching forwards, fingers strong, cover your ears, lifting that back leg, hop, come right back down. Hop, come right back down, okay? So please, if you feel like you're really getting this and it's really working, do it a few more times. If you feel like you're struggling with this, start from the beginning where we're lifting without hopping, okay? and then work your way up and do it a few more times so we can get it just right. All right. Before we go all the way into our handstand from here, so right now we're doing like they're called 3/4 handstands or half handstands kind of. So it's when we're kicking up, but we're not quite bringing our legs all the way up. We're staying nice and controlled. And what I'm looking for here is just control and the correct positions, all right? Nothing else. Control and positions. I don't care how high you can kick your legs. I don't care how, if you can get your feet together. I just want to see control and the correct position at the start, all right? So again, 1 foot in each zone, hands reach the last one, kick and hop, come back down. Kick and hop, come back down. If you can't get your feet to land back in the same zone they started in, then you need to keep practicing this. If you're having trouble where your feet are coming together, or maybe you're pushing too far out, or you're stepping on your shoes, or whatever, then you need to keep practicing this until you can get both feet to land right back where they were supposed to be. Okay? Because that means you're holding your body in a tight position and you're pushing strong enough with your arms. If you're not pushing with your arms, you're going to struggle a lot with this, okay? So next thing, if you guys have a couch, we're going to do a half handstand using the couch. So what that means, so your hands go on the ground, same place they've been. All right, fingers grabbing the ground, nice and strong, fingers pointing forwards. Our feet go up on top of the couch. We stick our butt way up in the air. Make sure we're covering our ears with our arms, all right? And we're holding ourselves up here, okay? We're gonna hold this for 20 seconds. So we've already been up for about 5. So we got 15 more, okay? Holding ourselves here, holding it up. Try to keep yourself as high as you can. Don't stick your head out like this. Keep your head in, looking at your fingers with your eyes, holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, lower yourself back down. We're gonna do that one more time. What I want you guys to get comfortable with here is getting your hips up above your shoulders. So handstands are all about lines, all right? So if you were to draw a line from my hand to my shoulder and to my hip, it should be a totally straight line. Now when I go for my actual handstand, you could draw a line from my hand to my foot, and there will be a straight line all the way down my body, okay? If my hips or my shoulders are in the wrong spot, that line's going to be zigzaggy, okay? So what you can do if you don't have somebody to look at you and help you, you can take a video of yourself, so set up some sort of camera, whatever you may have, and then face sideways to the camera and try this skill here, and you'll be able to see if afterwards, if you play back the video, you'll be able to see if there's a straight line or if it's zigzaggy, okay? All right, we're gonna do this one more time for 20 seconds. So go ahead up into your half handstand, all right? Holding your butt up high. If this is really easy for you and you want to bump up the difficulty, we can lift one leg up, holding it up, try to get it as high as we can. Squeeze your butt, put your toe towards the ceiling, all right? Holding yourself up, nice and strong, for 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come on down, shake out your wrists, and get ready, because we're going to bump it up to some real handstands, okay? Handstands. Now you may be asking, Coach Alex, we're in parkour class. Why are we doing handstands? Joke's on you. Parkour people do handstands too, okay? Handstands teach us about being inverted, being upside down, all right? And if we are familiar with being upside down, then we will be familiar with all sorts of other skills that also go upside down, such as cartwheels, round-offs, back handsprings, back tucks, front flips, back flips, side flips, all those things go upside down. So the more we can be upside down, the better at being upside down we will be. Okay? Also, they will make you really strong. And if you're really strong, parkour becomes a lot easier. All right? So, moving on to our final stage in the lesson. Before we get started, I want you guys to make sure you are in a safe environment. So, I'm handstanding towards a whole bunch of stuff. If I fall on that, it will hurt. Do not be like me, all right? Make sure there's nothing in front of you. If you want, you can throw a few pillows on the ground or something that if you do come crashing over, you will be okay. But our goal is to not crash over the top. Now, how do I not crash over the top? It's by practicing what we've already practiced, where we go to our 3/4 handstand, where we kick up and our leg stays down, okay? And just working on getting really comfortable with that, all right? Because the next step, what we're going to do is once we've kicked up into that, we're going to work on bringing our feet together. Now, when we bring our feet together, that's what tends to kick us over the other side. So we're just going to start nice and easy, kicking up, bring our feet together, and coming back down. Now, ideally, you should be able to land, if we do this with our zones, you should be able to land still within your zones. So let me show you what it looks like. So starting here, start with my hands on the ground. I'm going to kick up, and then I'm going to bring my feet together and then separate them and come right back down to here. Okay? Happens fast. So I hope you guys can see it. I'll try to slow it down a little bit. Let me make sure my whole body's in here. Okay? I'm in my zones here, reaching forwards. I kick up, feet come together, feet back down into the zones. Okay? Feet back down into the zones. So ultimately, we are attempting to get our feet to go into the zones every single time. If your feet do not go into the zones, that's all right, because we also are trying to practice how to handstand correctly. Hold on one second. Will you answer that? I didn't know if it was an appointment. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we're going to be doing that handstand, kicking our feet up, trying to bring them together and come back down. Now, here's what I'm talking about when we don't quite kick up enough or we can't get ourselves to the zone. We can do kind of like a cartwheel. So we're going to push to the side to save ourselves. So if I kick up and I start to fall off balance, I can land any way I can as long as I try to get my feet to the ground. So now I'm over here. I'm just trying to get my feet to hit the ground before anything else so that I don't hurt myself. All right? So you guys are going to do this. I want 20 handstands before you go to bed tonight. All right? 20 handstands, trying to kick our feet up, coming back down. All right? Now, handstands, you're like, handstands, how boring, how easy. All right? You can never be too good at a handstand. All right? If you guys have ever seen any of the hand balancers, so if you look up hand balancing, these guys do handstands for minutes. And then they do handstands on one hand. And then they do handstands where they go from one hand and then they put that hand back down and they lift up the other hand. All right? They do crazy, crazy things just in handstands, okay? And if you look, they are very strong, okay? So before you write off handstands as being boring or easy, practice them and look it up, and you'll see that it is a well worth it skill to practice, all right? Plus, you don't need anything besides the ground to practice it, all right? The other thing I want you to do is get yourself a timer, and you're going to do a handstand up against a wall. I want stomachs towards the wall, so that means your hands go on the floor, your feet walk up the wall like this, so you're facing the wall, and you're going to hold that handstand for as long as you can. Try that 3 times today before you go to bed, all right? So holding a handstand as long as you can. Got it? Good. Awesome. That will be our handstand lesson for today. I hope that made a lot of sense to you guys. I hope that all works out, and keep practicing. Thanks for watching.